Our final community conversation today with Sarah Cooperman, Executive Director of the Rockfish Wildlife Sanctuary, as we let folks in on a little news here that the patient of the month for October is
an eastern screech owl. Well, two of them actually that we have been taking care of at the sanctuary. So they are just little pint-sized owls. They look, they're only about 100 to 200 grams each, and then a bunch of fluffy feathers on top. And they came to us as orphans earlier this, well, it's later in the fall now, earlier this fall.
Nice. What kind of care did these guys need?
At the sanctuary, and I misspoke, they've actually been with us since May. Okay. And since they came to us, we have been feeding them a lot. As babies of any species need, they get to eat all day long, although we are feeding our babies mice bits, which is probably unlike what most babies out there are eating, so very unique care. But from their first days in our nursery, when they're getting strong and bigger with those mouse bits, they will move outdoors to a flight enclosure that we have at the sanctuary, and eventually to one of our biggest pre-release conditioning enclosures where they got to do laps around us every day and work on their flight skills.
Nice. And where are these guys now?
They have been released, actually. Excellent. Yeah, I buried the lead there, but we just released them last week on some private property in Nelson County. So as we speak, it's getting dark. They're probably ready to go out on the hunt for the night, and we wish them well in their journeys.
As we take a look at some of these fellows, why are owls important?
Yeah, owls are incredibly important to a healthy ecosystem because of what they eat. So I mentioned they eat mice, and owls of all sizes will eat small prey animals, not only rodents like mice and rats, but lizards and frogs and snakes and smaller birds, of course, sometimes. So they help do a lot of that prey control. If we didn't have things like owls or snakes as well eating all of those rodents out there, it would be like walking outside to just a rodent sea in front of you, which I don't think folks want. So they're really important to keep those populations level and in balance.
And folks out there watching can support these guys.
Yeah, so we just wrote a whole new blog post all about our new, well, our released patients of the month. So people can check that out on rockfishwildlifesanctuary.org/blog. And we also hope that folks will consider not using rodenticides in the future. We wrote a little bit more about that on our blog, but rodenticides basically accumulate up the food chain and can end up harming animals like owls or like snakes that are eating some of those smaller critters. So definitely try and find ways that are not poisonous to keep rodents away from your home.
All right, Sarah, appreciate it as always.
Thanks so much.
Aaron?